My fellow Democrats, if we've not had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Justin Schwenk. I'm reaching out to you today because I was recently selected to be the next chair of our Brown County Democratic Party. First, let me thank you for placing your trust in me to chair this group. This change represents a moment of renewal. We have much work to do, and we're now going to turn our attention to reorganization and rebuilding of our party. We have tasks that are pressing on us in the short term, as well as the opportunity to spend some time charting a path forward in the long term. But before I get to that, however, I just would like to introduce myself for those who do not know me. I grew up in Brown County, graduated from Brown County High School in 1998. As a youth, I was involved in scouting mostly. I earned my Eagle rank through Troop 190 at the Nashville United Methodist Church. I was also active in the St. Agnes Youth Group, as well as school organizations and teams. I attended Indiana State University, where I met my wife, Kelly. I settled down in Terre Haute, became a social studies teacher. I would have come home immediately, but for a bit of advice given to me by one of my teachers, who encouraged me to first broaden my horizons and experiences elsewhere before coming home, so that when I did come back to Brown County, I would have a wider perspective that would help us to enrich the community. So when our children, Alex and Addison, were approaching school age, we moved back to Brown County and we built a home just south of Stonehead. I took a teaching job with Brown County Schools, and my wife became the art teacher at Helmsburg and Spernica. Our kids will both be at Brown County Middle School in the fall in 6th and 8th grades. I left the school system last fall to explore a new opportunity teaching at the collegiate level, or teaching collegiate classes at Whiteland High School. And next year will be my 20th year in the classroom. Since returning home, I've done my best to be an active member of our community and be a service to our citizens. I've served as the Cub Master of Scout Pack 190 for the last several years. I've served until recently as the president of the Brown County Economic Redevelopment Commission for the last 3 years. And I'm currently an assistant scoutmaster of Troop 190. Suffice to say that my family is deeply invested in the health and sustainability of this, our Brown County home. I have a long memory of what Brown County was. I have a deep and unique understanding of the challenges that it faces currently, and I have a vision of what this community can be. And now, in this moment, we have a unique opportunity to mold this party into an organization that can respond to these changing needs of our community. And to that end, I want to take just a few moments to outline some key priorities that I'll be focusing on in the coming weeks and months. Over the next several weeks, achieving a few priority actions will be powerful indicators of the overall health of the organization and also set the tone for the future as we move forward. First and foremost, we have the opportunity to participate in the upcoming 4-H fair. It's paramount that we are seen in the community doing the things that political parties should be doing. We cannot afford the optics of appearing in the eyes of the public, and especially the other party, as though we can't organize a fair booth. I'm sure you're aware, the fair date has been moved up, and I look forward to seeing you there next week. It could have um, uh, derailed us, this movement, but through the work and help of many people over the last 3 weeks or so, we are in a strong position to have a great fair. We have nearly filled all of our positions for the week, but if you're available to lend a hand, we will always have a position and a place available for you. Throughout the course of this week, though, we really just need our members to celebrate being a Democrat at our information booth. We are a party, right? We want people to see the advantages of being a Democrat. We want people to see us crowded behind and in the fair booth, being friendly, being joyful and present, and just celebrating what it means to be democratic. Secondly, the community needs to see that our party is active and engaged. And to that point, I want to take the opportunity to announce that we are going to start holding monthly meetings on the fourth Thursday of each month in the basement of the Brown County Community Foundation building at 6:30 p.m. This date and time may not work with everyone all the time, but we will make a remote option available so that you can join us remotely if you can't make it in person. We welcome everyone's participation as often as we can to begin the process of demonstrating both to ourselves and to others that we are actively working to improve our community. We also have a few precinct chair and vice chair positions that remain unfilled. Continuing the theme of being seen doing the things that political parties are supposed to do, it is a core competency that we take the necessary steps to ensure that all of our precinct chair and vice chair positions are filled. If we can't fill our own central committee ranks, how can we seriously ask our neighbors to follow our leadership in local elections? The party also needs to fill and create new standing committees that can start planning various core activities such as fundraising, major donations, community outreach, membership, candidate development, and others. Through these actions, we'll be able to engage or re engage our members to start building community and culture and grow the enthusiasm. I've heard many people in my various discussions this month that just express a perception that the party is just always asking for help working. And I'm afraid that's not going to get much better. It's through the active and involved engagement of party members on these committees that our local public policy positions are created. And we need your help and ideas to create a sustainable, equitable, and democratic Brown County. I get it. I am a working parent. We have two working parents in our family. We have kids in school full time. Um, I understand the pressures on everybody's evening. It's hard to give of your time to volunteer when you're trying to prepare dinner or trying to prepare the kids for school tomorrow. But this is where the work of the party happens, is in these volunteer opportunities on committees. It's also where you can express and have your priorities built into our policy platforms, right? So it's also important that we quickly kind of take a moment to talk about who our members are. The Central Committee is composed of party officers, precinct chairs, vice chairs. They have voting powers to direct the actions of the party, but in sum total, that's only around 24 people. Roughly 600 to 800 people have voted Democratic in each of the last several elections. We have nearly 800 members on social media alone. Those citizens are also members of the Democratic Party. It's those individuals, what we call the party and the electorate, that we must re-engage. Those members are the people who we need to lend their time and talents to the various standing committees that will be organizing the party and making us competitive in future elections. It's the private citizen who is unsure if they have the time or the ability to participate. uh, it's exactly who we need to inspire to get involved. And let me tell you that this party will be happy to accept as much or as little support as you can give. If you are listening to this now and you're someone who has just become disenchanted with what you think that we can accomplish in this county, now is the time to re-engage. Reach out to me next week at the fair or on social media, and I will find a spot for you to be a service to our party. On that note, my third major priority is to build a culture and community around our party. All work and no play makes anyone burnt out and discouraged. We must have opportunities to come together, celebrate ourselves, and make us feel like we can meet like-minded people that we enjoy being around. Clearly, what unites us is our common political philosophies, but ideally, these are gatherings where we can just simply build rapport and connection with each other without trying to raise money or absent kind of shop talk. And I get that's a big ask. I know because one of my favorite topics of conversation is politics, but I'll do my best to keep it out of our gatherings. I plan on organizing these periodic social events where we can just build community. So start clearing out your social calendar and start thinking of who you can bring as your plus one who might also be interested in becoming a Democrat. Lastly, with any big change in leadership comes with it a review of who we are and what we stand for. And in the coming months, we're going to start a review and rededication to our party platform. In this endeavor, we must not allow our party platform to be defined simply in opposition to the other party. We must stand on our own merits, have our own priorities, have our own solutions, and then execute them. And that is to they say that if they don't offer a seat at the table, build your own table. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We will earn the votes of our neighbors through showing them how Democrats can positively affect their lives. Many people complain about straight ticket voting. However, people straight ticket vote because they have a preconceived notion of who the other side is, and there's no way they would support them. They don't know who the candidate is. All they see is the D or the R beside their name. It's imperative that we change that narrative. By serving our community at the grassroots level, we're going to start to build relationships. Those relationships will make it easier for John Q. voter who's never voted for a Democrat in their lives to see the name of the candidate that personally helped him and vote for that person rather than the D or the R beside their name. So once again, however, I mentioned that the building of our organizational capacity to do this work expected out of a political party comes not from me, the chair, or even the central committee, but the dozens of selfless citizen activists and volunteers that serve on these committees and help organize events. Therefore, in conclusion, I say this to you. All these immediate actions and all the others I'm not mentioning will require your participation. It's unfair of me to ask this of you. Many of you have served this organization far longer than I have, but I must call on you again in this final push to recruit the next generation of Brown County Democrats. For my part, I will support, I will facilitate, and I will serve alongside all of you. I will never ask anything of you that I'm unwilling to do myself. I cannot promise that I will be perfect every single day, but I can promise that I will get a little bit better every day. I've lived in this community most of my life, and I can say without hesitation or equivocation that should we rise to the occasion, should we accomplish these goals, we will be able to be more optimistic about the future of this county than we have been in many years. And we can accomplish these objectives together. The task we have ahead of us is profound, but this is an equally profound moment to shape the future of our community. And I, for one, am enthusiastic and energized. Please lend me your support, your opinions, and your perspectives. Check our Facebook page regularly. It's been updated quite often in the last few weeks. If you don't have easy access to Facebook, come to a meeting, leave your details with me, and I will ensure that I or another member will make sure that you get a personal contact inviting you to our events. Thank you for your time and all that you do to make this community a great place to live. I hope to see you all next week at the fair. Thank you.